All right. Well, hello. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so super duper excited that you have an opportunity to join us for day number 3 of Industry Week. This conversation is going to be so powerful. It's going to be so engaging and it's going to be so enlightening. So, what I want you to do is go ahead and drop 777 in the chat if you guys can hear me. If you're watching me live, right, let me know you can hear me first by dropping sevens in the chat, right? 777 in the chat if you can hear me well right now. I want to make sure the audio is good. I want to make sure you guys can see us well. I'm excited about the information that you guys are going to receive. And then the next thing I want you to do is if you are watching live right now, just drop 111s in the chat. I know some people are going to watch the replay, but I want to know who's present with us in this moment. Who's watching live, drop ones in the chat. And if you happen to see it on a replay, just drop twos in the chat so that we can still make sure that we're connecting and engaging with each and every person. Because once again, this information is going to be absolutely powerful. Listen, take a moment, drop your cities, your states, your countries, your continents in the chat. I love to know who our audience is, where you're connecting from, and how we can support you more in your region. So, wherever in the world you are, drop your cities, drop your states, drop your countries in the chat so we can shout you guys out and highlight you for being on with us tonight. The final thing that I want you to do before we get started, I know that there are so many people that really want to have this conversation that may not know that we are here. If you are a current member of Rich University, make sure you're taking this time right now to share it out. Share it to your communities, share it to your own Facebook page. And if you have your invite link, your link should actually be in the caption. So when a person decides that they want to get started, because they're definitely going to want to get started with us tonight, you want to make sure that they can get started with you. So wherever you are, you should have your phone up and sharing. You may even want to share it to groups that you're a part of. Even family groups are going to be really able to gain value from this information that you're going to hear tonight. So make sure that you're taking a moment to share it to your page, incorporate your link. So when those of your audience members that are ready to get started, they can actually click your link and get started with you. With that being said, I'm so excited about Industry Week. Industry Week is one of our most requested campaigns that we've done over the years. People love that we get to have some dialogue, candid conversation about different industries. Tonight, we're going to be focused on the education industries where we have teachers and administrators that's going to be talking about why they decided to get involved in AI and cryptocurrency and why you should be involved as well, how our world is changing. And we're going to even have some conversation around current news and things that are happening that are affecting the decisions and the things that we do today. If you're ready, somebody comment, I'm ready in the chat right now. If you're ready for this conversation, if you're ready to have this dialogue, and more importantly, if you're ready to win, just comment, I'm ready right now in the chat. I want to say welcome to all those of you that are here from Facebook, as well as those of you that are here from YouTube. Is a lot of people that are on right now from YouTube. We see you, YouTube. YouTube is coming in strong. Okay. We see you guys here from YouTube. I see you. I see you. Toronto is in the house as well. We see you, Toronto. We see you, Tallahassee, Florida is in the house as well. Continue to drop your cities, your states, your countries, and your continents in the chat. We love shouting you guys out. So, with that part being said, let's dive straight into this conversation tonight. If I were you, depending on where you are, I will pull out a pen, I will pull out a notepad because you're going to have some questions and you're definitely going to want to take down some copious notes. My name is Ambassador Dr. China Bethley. I am the founder of Rich University. We are a faith-based accredited institution and we have the luxury, the privilege, and the honor to help women of color and minorities to normalize this wealth conversation. So we talk about these things a lot. We educate ourselves about things that's going on, and we have a non-biased approach to what's happening inside of these financial markets. We want to make sure that we are not being manipulated by other people's opinion that causes us to miss out on opportunities like being at the forefront of the largest wealth transfer of our time. So with that being said, I'm excited to introduce you to some of our special guests that are going to be on talking about their background in education. If you know any teachers, anybody that's in administration, if you're in any groups where there's teachers, go ahead and bless them right now. Just be a blessing to them and share this information in the group, because they're going to hear from some educators and teachers and administrators who are now inside of this space. And I believe it's going to really connect some dots. So with that part being said, I'm going to go over to the boss chick, Latasha Wilson, that we're going to have some candid conversation about why she saw fit to get involved in this industry as an educator. Hey, Latasha, how are you, Queen?
I am phenomenal. How you doing, Dr. China Bethley?
I'm doing amazing, and you look amazing. You look absolutely incredible. It's
Me
always beautiful to
too.
see you rising and shining, and you're definitely doing your thing. So come on in and tell the listeners a little bit about you, who you are, and a little bit about your background before we segue into the conversation about AI and cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rich University's Industry Week. I am Latasha Wilson, also known as the Boss Chick. I was an educator. Well, I'm still an educator just outside of the classroom. Educated 14 years in the classroom, 7 years in Detroit, as well as 7 years when I relocated to Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely love the children. But guys, you know, it could get stressful when you don't have the support, the administrative support, when you lack supplies, when your school lacks the funding, and all of those kinds of things, you know. And I had some health challenges that I had to handle, going back and forth to the doctor, and had to make a decision. You know, it was so much more that I wanted to do anyway that I had sat on the back burner because of a job, right? How many of you can relate out there? It's nothing wrong with having a job, but it's a problem if you only have a job, okay? And tonight I want
Mm,
you to tune in because you're going to hear some amazing information that changed my life. They gave me more resources to tap into that I knew nothing about. So here it is. I went to college, not 4 years, 5 years for my bachelor's, and then another 2 years for my master's degree. And I just thank
wow.
God for all the education. But at the end of the day, those degrees are sitting on my shelf right now, right? And here it
Mm,
is. I met Dr. China some years ago, over a decade. I know she's still 21, as she liked to say.
Forever
Over
21.
a
Yes.
decade ago, and she introduced me to this space. The information that you're about to hear tonight changed my life. Not
Mm,
only was I able to fire my boss after teaching in the school district for 14 years, I walked away from 60,000 that I was making annually to be able to make that plus some. I'll just say past results doesn't guarantee future profits, but I was able to make that way sooner than
mm,
12 months. Okay, going to a job every single day. I opened my mindset. And so you have to have a mind shift on this
yes.
call tonight. The
Yes.
person who invited you, they really thought enough to not leave you behind, because the information tonight opened so many of our eyes years ago. I'm going in 9 years now with this particular company, with this community, Rich University, y'all. It
Yes.
has changed my life. Now I am full-time serial entrepreneur, full-time investor, doing some renovations right now to my basement
Yes.
that I didn't have to pull the funds out of my own pocket, right? I didn't have to use
Mm,
my principal money. I'm able to use the residual. Can you say residual? Y'all, come on,
that's
snap,
right.
snap, clap it up in the chat. I'm just excited to be here. Thank you again, Dr. China, and your husband, Dr. Logic Mix, for just bringing me to this community and
Yes.
showing me that there are so many other ways. And
Wow.
Donald Trump, number 47. I mean, we need to talk about that yet? We'll
Yeah,
wait.
you know what? I love that. We definitely gonna segue into it. Let's get into the conversation deep, because I think it's very important that educators are on. First of all, I want to say God is so amazing. Glory to his name. And this is why I believe that it's so important that we don't miss out on divine connections, right? Sometimes we miss out on opportunities because it's good to be laser focused. It's very good to be laser focused. It's better though to make sure that you're sensitive to the spirit of God, so that when Holy Spirit speaks to you, you don't miss out on him saying, turn here. Sometimes sometimes he gave you an assignment to do something, you go do it, but you got to keep listening to him during that assignment. Because I thank God Boss Chick and I were able to reconnect and was able to be inside of a space now that we get to impact so many people, travel around the world, and have a conversation that we are making attractive and fun. So our community is not left out of this wealth transfer. So I want to say congratulations to you, Boss Chick, for all of your success, but now being able to still take the gift that God has given you to teach, but no longer behind the classroom walls. And now even able to impact children even the more with your nonprofit organization and some of the other things that you've been able to do over the past few years. So with that being said, yeah, let's talk about some of the things that's happening in our world today as it relates to the economy. You know, there's a lot of conversation going on. And I know as we talk about the current president, we are probably taught to be emotional and sensationalized about, you know, race. I believe we have a bigger challenge right now. I believe that we have missed out on great opportunities because we were blindsided by race wars and things like that. Not that it's not real, not that it doesn't have its place, but we're at the forefront of the largest wealth transfer of our time.
Absolutely.
I believe that we're not necessarily dealing with as much of race as we're dealing with class. And you are going to need money, a lot of it, and you are going to need it fast. So let's talk about some of the things that's happening in current news around cryptocurrency and why you, Boss Chick, as an educator, someone who is well educated with multiple degrees, made a decision to get inside this space. And now we're seeing that it's really paying off because the world is now catching up to what's happening. So let's get into that conversation about what's actually happening with the current president.
Absolutely. Well, Trump, he signed an order, guys. Do you hear me? Screenshot this. Do your due diligence, okay? But we know that number 47, he has been picking up that pen like never before. But he signed an executive order to create U.S. Bitcoin Reserve. Wow. And they already have purchased a ton of Bitcoin just for them at the White House, okay? Let me read a little bit more. The U.S. established Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. U.S. President Trump signed an executive order to establish a Strategic Bitcoin Reserve made up of an estimated 200,000 forfeited Bitcoin already owned by the federal government and a digital asset stockpile. So, baby, they are stacking their coins. Hello? Hint, hint, clue, clue. It is time for you to stop sitting on the sidelines, watching, and still figuring out, like, is it real? Honey, it is here to stay. We've been talking about this. Like I said, I've been in this space for 8+ years now. Trump is not playing. And you know he is. He may do some things that we don't agree with. But one thing when it comes to business, he's brilliant minded as well, okay? So Trump signs this executive order to establish government Bitcoin reserve. Y'all, decades ago, gold was the thing. Then we moved from gold to the fiat dollar. Now we are transitioning to cryptocurrency. If you do not have a crypto wallet, if you do not have any crypto coins saved up to the side, you need to get with myself, the person who invited you to this call. You need to ask them, how can I get this wallet? I don't want to be left behind. I need to be in front of the economy and not behind the economy. So guys, I'm excited because this space and this community that we offer, it is an educational platform. And I wouldn't be a part of anything if I'm not learning. Iron sharpens iron. And I want to be in rooms where people are making way more than what I'm making so that I can latch on and learn and go higher and higher. So you are in the right place. If you're like me, if you are ready to go higher in your finances, if you don't want to just be comfortable, but you want to be well off and you want to leave a legacy for your family, for your children's children, this is the place to be. And
absolutely. We are really just getting started. One of the things that I say, being in this space nearly a decade, get her, please, Jay. One of the things that I say, being in this space nearly a decade, When we first started talking about Bitcoin, I was just talking to my COO about this earlier. We were going through some of the campaigns that we're preparing to release, and we were looking at some things with Facebook. And she was like, "What actually happened with your account?" I said, "Well, when I started talking about Bitcoin, they wasn't ready for it yet. I created a song called Bitcoin Mommy in 2020 to educate while entertaining our community so that we were not left out of this conversation. The rooms that I was entering in, many times I was the only woman, right? Sometimes I was the only Black person in the room. And so I knew that something was happening. I didn't have to understand it all. I just had to hear the voice of the Lord, trust it, and just move. And that's what some of you are going to have to do in this current reality, because if you're looking to understand everything and for everything to make sense to you, by the time it makes sense for you, it's absolutely too late. So it's important that you decide to get in a position. Now, fast forward, the world is ready. They're looking. People are talking about it. Major companies and countries are now starting to move large amounts of money into cryptocurrency. Obviously, we're looking at it right now as what the United States of America is doing. They're now competing to see who's going to be the cryptocurrency capital of the world. And I get it. Some of you may be saying, well, that's world news. What does that have to do with me and my family? Well, you, for the first time, perhaps in your lifetime, have an opportunity to get on the right side of the wealth transfer. The number one thing that I believe everybody that's watching needs right now, type it in the chat, is community. Because if you're a part of a community that has access to this type of education and knowledge that can put you in a position, you don't need $90,000 to get a whole Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency that's going to really benefit in this economic boom that we're in right now. Regardless to how you feel about the current president, you better not, on the other side of this, not get no wealth from it. You better learn how to play the game. And that's where Rich University comes in at, because we're going to show you the hidden wealth secrets so that you don't miss out on being on the right side of this wealth transfer. So like Latasha, the boss chick, said, get back with whoever invited you here. Maybe you see this on their page. We have other speakers that's going to come up, but don't wait. Don't delay. Don't wait until Bitcoin goes to $200,000 a coin to talk about you wish you would have got in when it was $90,000 a coin. There are some cryptocurrencies right now with our crypto challenge that we have happening inside of Rich University privately that are $2. And guess what we did? We gave them a strategy of how they can accumulate this asset, set it and forget it. So the next time it's at an all-time high of even $100, they know that they got in at $2. So don't sit on the sideline making excuses, saying what you don't understand. Rich University is here so not only that you can learn, but that you can earn big inside of this space. So listen, boss chick, I want to say thank you. Any final remarks before we bring up the next speaker?
I am just excited to, partner with those who make the right decision on tonight, because again, we want to move from the left side of that cash flow quadrant to the right side. Guys, I'll see you at the top. Let's go. Thank you for having me.
Let's grow. I'm so excited. Thanks so much for being on, Queen. You added so much value here tonight. Thank you so much. God bless you, Queen. Wow, wow, wow. Listen, this conversation is going to get real, real spicy. If you have not shared it out, yes, I see the flames and the fire coming through. Okay, it's getting real, real spicy. If you have not invited anyone you know, you love, you trust to this conversation, you're really doing a major disservice. We're going to be breaking down what group economics look like in 2025. Some of the things that people turned their noses up at many years ago is now the things that people are saying, this is what we need. We need to come together as a group, right? And make sure that our money is cyclical and that we're doing things together, leveraging credible platforms, leveraging systems and services that's been around as long as we have, saying the same message. We've been around. Once again, I've been a part of this space nearly a decade. The platform that I'm going to introduce to you has been around for 12 solid years, that has created so many success stories already. So our reputation is sound and it is solid. So I'm really excited that you guys have an opportunity to see. So what I want to do now is I want to go over to Merlane Evans out of NYC, another educator that made an educated decision to get started with us. And you should too. So hey, Merlane, thanks so much for being on with us tonight. How are you doing, Queen?
I am well. Well, thank you so much, Dr. China. How are you doing today?
Fantastic, excited, looking at all the things that's happening in the news. And I'm grateful that I did not lean on my own understanding and trust God to open up these doors. Sometimes our obedience is not just for us, but it's for those that are also connected to us. And so I'm excited tonight, Merlane. How are you feeling?
I'm amazing. And thank you so much. I am honored to be here tonight representing the educators from NYC. I'm representing New York City. And
Yay.
I'm just here tonight to just share this amazing space. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak as part of
Absolutely.
this panel on tonight. And I just want to share how I got started in this
Yes.
space. Back in 2020, during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was home, and it was around the time where there was a lot of buzz about cryptocurrency at that time. There was
Yeah.
also a lot of buzz about GameStop. Remember that GameStop scandal where everybody was running to buy that stock?
Yes.
So that is the time that my ears started, waving up like, what's all of this talk about, stocks and crypto? I really wanted to be a part of something where I knew exactly what I was doing and not just guessing in the dark and
Mm-hmm.
making decisions and then, being upset with myself when I realized I had made a huge mistake. So
Mm-hmm.
someone that I know invited me to a call similar to this,
Mm-hmm.
and I was intrigued because coming from a background in education and working with students in the New York City School District, I would not want to learn from a community where it was just you're learning and picking pieces up from here, there, and everywhere.
Sure.
I decided to partner up with the number one e learning platform because how
Mm-hmm.
dare I, as an educator,
Yes.
learn from anywhere else?
Mm.
But the partnership with the Eovia as well as the rich university community.
Mhm.
So I have a background, I have two bachelor's degrees as well as a master's degree. So I saw it fit to make sure that I got equipped with the information that was necessary for me. When I first
Mhm.
got started in this space, I knew nothing about finance,
Yeah.
nothing about financial literacy, but I saw it fit to make sure that I was coupled with a community such as Rich
Yeah.
University and people that really knew what they were doing. And shout out to my mentor, Latasha, the boss chick, for sharing how this community has been amazing for her as well as many of us connected here in this space. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was a part of something people were learning, not only learning, but being able to earn. I have so many things that I can thank the Rich University community for. Um,
Wow.
from being able to pass funded challenges, using
Yes.
other people's money, from developing my own Etsy store, from being able to be a part of this community and being a leader in this community and teaching others how to utilize our scanners and being recognized in this space uh, by being able to master one of our AI banking scanners
Wow. That's
for,
powerful.
for the scanners that we have here in our community. So um, piggybacking on the whole AI conversation, I think it's so important that we get with the times. We make sure that we understand what is happening because the world is changing. And
Mhm.
no matter if we agree with what is happening or we understand what is happening or not, we need to
Mhm.
make sure that we're equipping ourselves with the right type of
Absolutely.
information. So I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited about the Rich University community and what we're doing and what
Mhm.
we're all a part of. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited as well for you. Congratulations on all your success. I mean, you said a lot of things that, obviously with an education background, knowing how to vet things out and knowing what to look for, wanting to make sure that your name was connected to something with longevity and not just, just jumping into anything, but understanding that the world is changing. It makes me think about when the internet became a thing and when emails became a thing. And then some people wanted to kind of stay doing what they were already doing. Change sometimes could be a little difficult, but there's some change that's inevitable. All change is inevitable. There are certain things that is not about whether or not you opt in or not. At one point, if you didn't change over to a certain type of television, there was no other option. You had an option for a certain amount of time, then there was no option. Don't wait until there's no option for you to get in position, because you're on the tail end of things. Understand that this is inevitable, it's already happening. If you had any skepticism around it, that's where education comes in at. Don't allow your skepticism to cause you to stay ignorant to the facts. Go get the facts, go understand where you should be, so you're not taking advantage of. Because the one thing that I can say that Rich University also does very well, it doesn't just help you to be profitable from the knowledge that you learn, but it helps you to be protected from what you don't know. There are certain people that are being taken advantage of because they don't know the red flags, they don't understand. Keep in mind, we offer you education. The education that we offer you just happens to help you to be profitable when you apply it, right? So I'm really excited because you talked about that, and it makes me think about the internet. I know from my parents, when the internet was coming out and becoming a thing, they wanted to kind of stay away from it. But it's inevitable. Not all of them use it. Everybody has a phone, whether they're a baby boomer or throughout all the generations, they're on technology. And so why not be a benefactor of it? So is it anything that you wanted to share? I don't know if you were popping something up on your screen to
Absolutely.
share.
Absolutely. So it goes back to the whole concept of making sure that you're not shying away from things. And
Hmm.
I want to share this article. Hopefully, you guys can see this on the screen.
Uh-huh. We can.
Okay, awesome. So I popped up an article from fortune.com, which is an incredible source, right?
Yeah.
And in China, they are teaching their 6-year-olds how to learn about AI in the school
Mhm.
systems as early
Wow.
as 6 years old. The
Wow.
article talks about how China is going to be offering AI in the classrooms and schools in a bid to train the next generation of deep
Wow.
seek founders. And I
Wow.
just thought that this was super impactful,
Yes.
so relevant to us
Hmm.
tonight as we're sharing our backgrounds here in education and being a
Yes.
part of this amazing space. Um, it's super important that we're not shying away from, I don't know anything about Bitcoin and I don't want to know anything, or I don't want to know anything about AI.
Mhm.
I'm afraid that they're going to take my. It's time for people to get with the times. I remember, like you said, when we had the internet, people were afraid of the internet.
Yeah.
When people were using DVDs, and then we went to the Blu-ray. Now we don't even have DVD players. Now everything is streaming online. People don't even have cable. They have services where they stream
Yep.
TV. So it's really important that
Yep.
as money is evolving, as things like AI is evolving, we make sure that we get ourselves equipped with the right
Yes.
kind of information and that we do not stay on the sidelines. Super.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is so powerful. Looking at how other countries are positioning their children. What are you doing to position your children? Are you waiting for our educational system to do it for you, the government to do it for you? I can tell you, my son, who's 10 years old, he has all of these apps on his phone. He's so intrigued about this stuff. The world is changing at the speed of thought. So don't allow fear, especially for those of you that are believers. Remember, we are a faith based community. We focus on faith and finance here, and we show you how they work very well together. Fear is not your portion. You have to make a decision that is no longer you going to be operating in fear, scared of this and scared of that. No, God did not give you the spirit of fear. You have a sound mind. You are created in the image of God. It's time to move with boldness, clarity, and certainty, right? We have a God that we serve that will guide our steps if you allow him to guide you, if you allow him to, hear the voice that hear his voice and do what he's saying to do. So I'm not in this space, I'll tell you right now, Merlane, because it made sense to me, nor am I in this space because, I understood everything. But I know when I was making a decision, I heard the voice of the Lord and I obeyed. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And I believe in this season, fear, kick it out of the window. Like cut fear off so you can go and move by faith into the next level. It's just going to be important to me because I just think that things are changing so fast that there's no way that we're going to understand everything. And that's why identifying the community and an environment is going to be so incredibly important. Listen, Merlane, thank you so much for sharing this. I really appreciate that article. I know what we're doing in our home for our children, and even as an educator, that many of us are educating in some capacity. Make sure that you're putting your kids in a position, right? That means imagine you being a part of a community Rich University obviously is the obvious choice. Being a part of a community where the information you learn, you can have different conversations with your children. The first day that we had it, we did entrepreneurship for Industry Week, and one of the young ladies shared that her grandkids are using one of our educators' coloring books, right? We're
That.
talking about digital business. We're talking about digital money, right? You talked about an Etsy store. He has a digital, a coloring, a physical coloring book that he used AI to create that teaches children about cryptocurrency. So, what type of things are you doing in your home to introduce this so that your child can have a competitive edge in this time that we're living in? We got to make decisions differently. No more sitting on the sideline. No more scaredy cats. It's time to be aggressive. It's time to be assertive, and it's time to make it happen. Wealth is transferring right before our eyes, and it's time to get in position. So, Merlane, thank you, Queen, for being on. I'm excited about the people that are getting started right now. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if this session has been on fire so far for you and you're gaining great information for it. I apologize. Thank you so much, Merlane. It kind of popped you down quickly. Thank you, Queen. You served so well. You served so well, and I really appreciate you being on with us. Thank you so much. Any final remarks?
I just gotta say, come get rich with us because you are absolutely gonna love it here.
Yes, 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 they are. Thank you so much, Queen. I really appreciate you, and congratulations again on all of your success.
Thank you.
Awesome stars. Listen, guys, I'm still excited. We have more guest speakers that you are going to have an opportunity to hear from. I know for me, I'm a visual learner, so I want to take a moment and I want to just share my slides really quick to have some conversation with you about some of the things that is happening inside of this space. Hopefully, you can see my screen well. Let me just dive into this conversation right quick about how we are bringing this together. You guys heard, both the Boss Chick and Merlane as educators talk about the importance of them being a part of something sound and solid. Well, we have a system in place here in Rich University, and systems save you time, energy, and money. All right. We offer you through Rich University the community and the mentorship, and we partner with the number one company in the world for the education and the AI and the platform. Because we are a faith-based accredited institution, we can't just partner with anybody. We don't care about what's buzzing in the street. A lot of buzzes come and then they go away, and every 6 months they're on to something new and on to something new. My name is very important to me. My reputation is very important to me. I know who I represent, so I got to make sound decisions with sound judgment. In doing that, I decided to partner with the number one company in the world that really helps so many people in our community to even know about the largest financial markets like foreign exchange and digital currency. And so Eovia is our partner company. It provides education tools and opportunities for the modern world. The word Eovia itself is actually a very powerful word. It means and symbolizes the path to greatness. So the Eo of the word is a Japanese word that means greatness, and then the Via of the word is a Latin word that means path or way. And essentially, our goal tonight is to help you to get to the right side of the wealth transfer. Let me know if you guys are familiar with a gentleman by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. Drop fire emojis in the chat, drop 777s in the chat, or drop diamonds in the chat. Or if you are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, he's an economist, best-selling author. He created a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Many of you may have had an opportunity to read. So this gentleman created something called the cash flow quadrant. And I want to break this down to you. And I believe this is probably going to be one of the most important slides that you see. I want you to currently identify where you are, right? As I break this down, because remember, we want to help you to get to the right side of money. And I know that most of the world's population is on the left side of money because our educational system has taught us to go to school, get a good education so you can get a good job. Now, I am big on education. I'm not down on education. I'm just up on opportunity. I want to make sure that the education that you are getting, by the time it's time for you to apply it, that these industries are still relevant. Not only is AI technology eliminating departments, they're eliminating industries. And so we have to learn differently. And one of the things you have to do is unlearn so that you can relearn and be relevant. So on the left side of money is 95% of the world's population, but only 5% of the world's wealth is there. These individuals make up your employees and those that are self-employed. Now, when I look at this, I think about employees as people who work for a system. Once again, there's nothing wrong with any of these categories because depending on your education that you receive determine where you landed. Does that make sense? So employees are people who work for a system. Those that are self-employed are people who work for money. Okay. I spent quite a bit of my adult life in this category as a hairstylist, but I can tell you, even the doctors and lawyers are in this category because typically those that are self-employed, if they don't show up, they don't get paid. So as a hairstylist, if I didn't show up to do my client's hair, I didn't get paid. It's as simple as that. But if the surgeon doesn't show up to do the surgery, the surgeon doesn't get paid either. And if the attorney doesn't take the case, the attorney doesn't get paid. And so my goal tonight is to get you to the right side of the of this quadrant. So I want you to comment in the chat right now, right side of money. Right side of money. Rich University is teaching you how to get to the right side of money. When anybody asks you, why did you get started? Listen, I knew I had to learn differently. I needed to be around affluent women and men of faith that understood finances, not just through conversation purposes, but because of their execution, right? They had a track record of winning, and I wanted to be a part of the winning team. And so when you get to the right side of money, here is where 95% of the world's wealth is, but only 5% of the world's population. This is where business owners are. And there is a systemic way to accumulate wealth. Number one, you got to start a business. Some people think, well, I'm not business minded. I'm not business savvy because you weren't taught to be business minded. You weren't taught to be business savvy. If you were taught to be business minded and business savvy, then who was going to work for your business? Does that make sense? So everybody was not taught the same thing. The only reason that most people don't know this information is because they simply were not taught. And what I'm saying to you is that Rich University wants to provide you an opportunity for you to be taught this information. Does that make sense? We want to teach you how to get to the right side of money. We want to teach you how to be successful at building successful businesses. What type of business do you think would make the most sense for you to start in 2025? I want you guys to just comment in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. What type of businesses, I want to engage for a moment, do you believe will be the best type of business for you to start in 2025? Because some people make emotional decisions about business. I don't want you to start a passion project that you want to be profitable from. If you're going to start a passion project, I don't want you to expect immediate profitability. If it takes a while for it to pop, no problem, because you're just doing that because it's a passion project. A lot of people who think that they're in business really have passion projects, and you can tell because there's no profitability, perhaps because they didn't do their due diligence to identify what's in high demand. Does that make sense? What's in high demand? Right now, AI technology is in high demand. What's in high demand? People want to learn about cryptocurrency is in high demand. What's in high demand? People want to find more ways to make money from home is in high demand. Hello? What's in high demand? You know, people understand that they want to monetize the time that they're spending on social media. They don't want to just spend time on social media endlessly scrolling. They want to make money from the time that they're spending on social media. Does that make sense? So these are the things that people are already looking for. They want to learn how to market. So when you understand that that is what we provide inside of this platform with our partnership with Eovia, it becomes a no-brainer that you first start a business. Somebody comment in the chat. First, start a business. Because when you get connected to Rich University, there's a lot of phenomenal testimonies and results about the success that people have inside of this community because they applied themselves. But if you don't have no money, you can't invest. You want to invest disposable income. So you first start a business, you take the capital from the business, and then you start investing. Does that make sense? So Robert Kiyosaki did a phenomenal job at breaking down this cash flow quadrant. And we decided to just adopt his philosophy in Rich University. You know, the opportunity that's at hand for you right now is for you to gain the chance to franchise a $1 billion tech company. That's what we're really talking about. An opportunity for you to franchise a $1 billion tech company. And when you franchise this $1 billion tech company, it puts you in a position now to have something similar to a McDonald's, right? McDonald's is a major conglomerate, but if you don't have 1.4 to 2.7 million dollars to franchise a McDonald's, then that's not a conversation that you can have. What if you could franchise a company that you only was based, you were buying the system, right? You didn't have to create the products and do all of the things similar to Amazon. Amazon is a billion-dollar company, yet it's selling products that it didn't even create. Think about that for a second. Amazon sells everything from A to Z. How many of the products that is sold on Amazon actually created? Not many. Maybe the Echo, right? Or is it Alexa? One of those. All of the products that's coming to your door every day, it's not that they created it. They are selling to you products that somebody else created. Inside of Eovia, we're selling to you done for you digital products. So it's even better because guess what? We don't have to worry about tariffs. Okay. And then Kai Sinet. Kai Sinet is a gentleman who is streaming and he's basically showing up, leveraging social media, and he has a subscription-based model. People are paying him to just show up. What if you got paid a subscription for showing up authentically to be you and being able to learn how to do this? How many of you have Amazon Prime? You're paying a subscription for that. You got Netflix, you're paying a subscription for that. So we know that these business models still work in 2025. McDonald's, Amazon, and even subscription-based models like Kai Sinet is using. And we want to put you in a position to leverage Eovia's platform to have done for you digital products that are in high demand that you are promoting with a company that has a sound reputation and has been around literally for more than a decade. You don't have to worry about every 6 months hopping from one thing to the next, straggling along your community with you that's now starting to question your credibility. We offer you AI technology education, financial markets education, cryptocurrency education, digital marketing and e-commerce education. These are not just buzzwords. These are opportunities for you to win. And so you have to ask yourself, are you evolving at the same pace as the world around you? We even have our incredible nightclub that happens every Monday night and Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss this. We give you an opportunity to come and get pipsy with us and not tipsy in the nightclub. The nightclub is hosted by my incredible husband, Dr. Andre Logic Mix, alongside his co-host, Dr. Claude Curry and Dr. Yarnell Russell. Listen, this is such a vibe. If you want to be a part of a community where you can literally see some money move in the market, they are trading live in real time. You literally see the movement of money in the market. And it's so fascinating because honestly, I believe a fifth grader, as it relates to the understanding level, could understand this. I believe they should be teaching children this type of information in the fifth grade. So I'm really excited about this. Now we have additional educational avenues for you, whether you want to learn about foreign exchange, stocks and crypto, digital marketing. I believe everybody needs personal development because one of the reasons that most people have not really put themselves in a position of power is because they don't have the right mindset. Maybe they're around people who don't have conversations about things like this. And so this is going to be powerful. And then once you're learning these skills of how to move money in the market, and once you're learning or how money moves in the markets, and then now you have access to, stocks and crypto, the next thing you probably going to want to do is start to see the world. So we offer you a phenomenal opportunity to have discounts on things like hotels and rental cars and cruises and condos, where you can go to places like Paris, France for a week for $999. I mean, that's absolutely amazing, right? So ultimately, what we provide to you is an opportunity to learn from anywhere at any time, strategies and scanners that leverage AI technology, as well as exclusive travel discounts and benefits. And we have a robust compensation plan. Any business-minded people out there, drop some B's in the chat. You're business minded. You're someone who understands group economics. You see this TikTok shop thing is really blowing up and people are making money selling other people's products just by getting online and leveraging these platforms. Just drop 777s in the chat if you're seeing this. Well, we give you an opportunity to do something similar where you can basically have access to your own franchise where you're promoting done for you digital products that are in high demand. And when you have a team of 5 people, you get an extra $300 a month in residual income. I said residual income, not the bonuses. Every single month is coming. Listen, you can build a business of longevity. You don't have to worry about an income of this month, one amount, and then the next month, you don't know what it's going to be, or rather week by week, because we get paid out every single Friday. Somebody say payday Friday, okay? Residual income, just like your bills are residual. So when you have a team of 5, you're making $300 a month in residual income. When that 5 grows to 10, you're making $600 a month, but you're paid out every single Friday. When the 10 grows to 23, $1,000 a month. When the 23 grows to 58, that's $2,000. Remember, you're being paid out every Friday. When the 58 grows to 140, that's $4,000. And when a 140 grows to 270, that's $7,000. Now, listen, you do not have to do this alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. When you grow a team to 270, maybe you got 20 people that said yes to you, but the people who joined you, guess what they did? They were excited too. They heard everything that was going on in current news. People started to ask, and now they had a place that they could direct people to. So listen, you don't have to do this by yourself. This is group economics, collective efforts. And look at the people who are accomplishing these goals and are being able to experience this, that are hitting these positions in these ranks. I'm excited to invite you to come and get rich with us. And my question is, are you the one? Are you the one of your family bloodline that's going to shift things, the financial trajectory? Are you going to be the one that's going to bring this back and be the reason that your family is able to say this land that we were able to buy, right? Because we got in at the right time, connected with the right people, made the right decisions, right? Applied ourselves. Now we were able to be at the forefront of this wealth transfer versus the person that said, yeah, I heard about it. I heard about this. You hear about a lot of things, but when was the last time you took action? Action takers are money makers. So what does it cost to get started? It's a no-brainer for me. It's a 3-figure decision. Countries are moving billions of dollars inside this space. This is the big boy, big girl game. And you telling me for only $249? $249 allows you access. You can get the foreign exchange package, the stocks and crypto package, or digital marketing. 4 weeks later, you will pay only $184 a month to continue your access. But I much rather this bundle here. The Transform bundle actually gives you an opportunity to have 2 packages, right? You can choose Foreign Exchange Plus and stocks and crypto, or stocks and crypto and digital marketing. You can customize it however you like. And when you get 2, you automatically get 2 more complimentary. That means when you choose whichever 2 you like, automatically you're going to get personal development. Remember, I said everybody needs their mindset to be shifted. You're going to get personal development and Eovia Go. That's where you get the hotels, the rental cars, the cruises with a complimentary discounted rate. And then after 12 months of being a member, you and a significant other get a rewards trip. You heard me correctly. You get a rewards trip where you and a significant other get to go to places like Bali or Abu Dhabi or Spain. How would you like that? How much more excited would your family be to know that they get to travel around the world with you for your efforts? This is what you should be doing. $274 one time. Somebody say tonight, when you get started tonight. Why? Because you're a decision maker. Why? Because you're tired of being on the wrong side of money. Why? Because you need to be connected with the right community. $274 one time, and then $249 a month 4 weeks later gives you access. And if the $249 a month makes you a little uncomfortable, no worries. What if you had access to a monthly subscription that was completely complimentary? That means you pay $274 tonight. 4 weeks later, you have no subscription. Why? Because you invited 2 people to the community that saw value. They got started because of you, and you got the credit. That's absolutely amazing. Listen, with that being said, I'm super duper excited for you. I'm so happy that you had a chance to see this information. And I know you're about ready to make a decision, but I want to give you an opportunity to hear from our final speaker tonight, a woman who I'm extremely excited about and proud of because she's doing some incredible things inside the education space. Hey, Jay, how are you, Queen?
Hey, Dr. China, I'm blessed. How about yourself?
Super duper excited. I'm doing amazing, and I'm excited about you, your experience, and just what's happening with you. So come on and share with us a little bit about who you are and why did you say yes to Rich University?
Okay, well, I am a mom of 3, a wife. I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm an author, and I'm a first grade teacher currently. I do a lot. I wear so many hats. I keep myself pretty busy. I started the chapter of Teachers Who Pray at my site at the school
Oh,
that I'm
wow.
in. I'm also the lead director of the Sisterhood Mentoring Organization, where we mentor girls from 11 through 18.
Nice.
I'm a mocha mom. I'm an author, as I said. We have a book that will be coming out next week, actually. So we're doing pre-orders now. My
Good
daughters
job.
are both in it, and my mom. I'm a co-author in that book. It's a daily devotional for a letter to God. It's called Dear God.
Wow,
And
that's
I'm an
beautiful.
educational consultant. I love early childhood education. I love education, period. I'm educational consultant for relationship-based caregiving, for homeschooling families, for parents who want to provide well-balanced educational holistic approach to their upbringing of their infants and toddlers, and more. So that's
Wow.
a little bit about me.
That's amazing. You're doing a lot of incredible things. We salute you and celebrate you for your contribution, just in education as well as in ministry. And we appreciate even what you're doing with the book and the impact and just your joy toward it. You know, for someone that's so committed to education, why did you say yes to Rich University? What was it about the platform that made you decide to get started?
You know what? I love learning. I believe learning is huge. And I'm a forever learner. And so when
Okay.
I was introduced to the community, it was during the end of COVID. We were just went back to work. I believe
Mhm.
that was 2020 or 21. And my cousin actually introduced me to the community. He introduced my mom first. I was thinking about, so I was about to begin getting my license for securities license. And me and my best friend, we were about to take that plunge. And he was telling my mom about Rich University. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm already over here. And then my mom was like, you should just listen, jump on a meeting. And I did. I fell in love with it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I want to go this route. So
Oh
um,
my goodness. Wow.
yeah, my best friend DQ and I both jumped over to Rich University, and my mom signed up first, and then obviously, and so then she pulled me in, and I was like, I feel like it's a right fit for me. It's a faith-based community. You, our CEO, you are amazing. I believe God is leading you in an amazing way, and I just believe blessed by association. I had some times in my life where things got a little rocky, and I stay faithful, I stay committed, and it's because I know that God has something bigger and better, and no matter what, you always pour into us. And so this community has been a huge blessing for me and my family, and I want to share it. I literally share this with everyone. When I say that when I first got started, I was teaching second grade. I taught my students how to trade and they were so excited about it. Like, we put it on the board and I taught them red means sell, green means buy. And they were like, Miss Jackson is buying, it's buying. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I love
It was awesome. My daughters have learned. Michaela and Mackenzie are my daughter's 5th grade, and my other is a senior. She's graduating this year, and both of them are. This past summer, Michaela was trading better than me. Like, it was amazing. So. And Mackenzie is, she's also learned. She got on Eovia and went through all the class in the series,
Wow.
language, and so they're excited about it, and they see that, and they'll be excited about what you're excited about. So I want to be a good model for them. So.
That is so beautiful. I think, when we think about that next generation and that we get to pass the baton to them of knowledge and access and not debt, and pain and trauma, is so beautiful to me, because the next generation definitely gets it as well. Your high school daughter, or the one that just graduated, she's graduating this year.
Yes, in May.
Yes, she's graduating in May. I mean, that's beautiful for her to be exposed to something like this. And it goes back
Mhm.
to that cash flow quadrant. You know, one of the reasons that most people do what they do right now, specifically the ones that don't enjoy what they're doing, you really enjoy what you're doing. So it's a blessing that you're operating in your purpose and in your calling. But look at how, you know, just the fruitfulness of your joy, how it allows your heart to even be open to something that could be a blessing to your daughter. Now she's exposed to an industry perhaps that she would have never known about, or maybe it would have been foreign to her. I get we're talking about foreign currencies, but
Mhm.
who doesn't want to have a money conversation? Who doesn't want to learn about the movement of money? Essentially, that's what we're doing. So if you don't like to learn in 2025, it's going to get dangerous. And even the more, who don't want to learn about money? Like, you know, and the nuances of it, because that's essentially what you have an opportunity to do by default. If you start to apply yourself, I mean, you might just have the right get on the right session. Like we're about to hop on a session right now with the number 7 cryptocurrency educator in the world. Okay. And we allow our community to invite guests to get back there so that they can see this stuff. And we're going to be breaking down what's going on with cryptocurrency. I mean, some of these coins right now are a penny. Not every coin is $90,000 or thousands of dollars. Some of them are 20 cents or $2. What if you could strategically get in a position with a project that has real utility that could position you for to be on the right side of the wealth transfer? So listen, Jay, thank you so much, Queen, for coming. Thank you for being on. Thank you for serving. Thank you for your commitment, your consistency, and your diligence. I'm super duper excited that you decided to come and get rich with us. And I know that you love it here.
Yes, I do. I totally do. And I just want to say that you must be business savvy. I'm setting my students and my kids up to be business savvy
Yeah.
because I know that they have to have multiple streams of income. I want to
Yes.
set them up for generational wealth. I actually also, my husband is also now involved. And like one of
Wow.
the things is,
That
yes.
blesses my heart. This is amazing.
And the strategies that he's like, no, we need to teach. We have a 21-year-old son in college, and he's like, no, he needs to come aboard because this is something we could pass down. And these are skills and strategy that can really set them up for the future. And we want that.
Wow.
We want that I don't just want that for my family. I want that for my extended family, as well as the families that I teach, the families that I work with. I talk to some of the students. I have a student in the classroom who has a bigger brother who is in college, or he's taking community classes. And I was talking to him about it, trying to get him to come aboard as well. And so, sharing the opportunity is just sharing that wealth and knowledge. It's time for us to not be on the other side of the wealth transfer. We need to be right along with everyone else. I don't want our culture to be left out, like you said, or slow slow to get the gains or the benefits from this move of the wealth transfer. I want them to be right on board. So
absolutely. That's amazing.
You guys need to come and sign up, be a part of this. You'll love it. You'll definitely love it here.
Thank you so much for your testimony, Jay. I mean, the confidence to share it, with your parents and your spouse and your children, that says a lot to me. And it really does warm my heart. I give all glory to God and I thank him for the assignment, the call, and the strategy, because it's not just the assignment. Many times we know that we're assigned to something, but staying in his presence on what the strategy looks like. There are many times where I thought I was going to pivot or do this or do that. And I stayed in the will of God and in his presence, and things are starting to fall into place in ways that I could not have even imagined. He never shows us the full picture. He only gives us step-by-step things. So it requires us to need him more. And I love that because I could not have imagined that the assignment was going to already be this big. You just don't know what it looks like. And so it's these testimonies that bless me to know that other families could do the same thing. Their moms could bring them in. They can bring their spouses and their children in, share it with this is what it's about, impacting nations and generations around the world. So you are truly an example of that, Jay. I appreciate you. I salute you. I love you, Queen. Thank you for being the best part of Rich University.
Oh, thank you. Love you too.
And I see your Rich University pin. All you guys have been coming in. I just love for hearing this information. And this is the type of community that you want to be a part of. Come and get rich with us. You are absolutely going to love it here. All you need to do now is get back with the person that invited you to this session. They may have shared it with you on their social media page on Facebook. They may have a link that's right there at the top. All you got to do is click that link, select whatever package makes the most sense for you. They're going to then go ahead and walk you through the onboarding process. You're going to have access to our virtual campus. Rich University has a virtual campus, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. We're all over the world. People are here with us in South Africa, in Europe, in Canada, all throughout the Caribbean islands, all over the world. So we invite you to get started. Don't miss this next wave of cryptocurrency or digital marketing or e-commerce or even financial markets. Now is the time to get in position. Now, for all of those of you who are members that are watching live, we got a session to get on right now with Curtis Cobain. Y'all get ready because I'm telling you, this crypto challenge, we are not playing with it. We got to make sure that 2025 is the absolute best year of your life. Congratulations to everybody who gets started right away that can catch that session. So get the link quickly so you can get on the inside. God bless you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much, Jay, for being on. I appreciate you, Queen. God bless you guys. Thanks so much for being on. Get back with the person who invited you. They have a very unique link. Choose the package that makes the most sense for you. Get started, and we'll see you on the inside. Bye for now. We'll see you back tomorrow here for day number 4 of Industry Week. Bye.